Hi, and welcome to a Lifestyle podcast, where we explore personal growth, high performance, and intentional living. I am Wasim Balani, and I believe life isn't just about getting through the day, it's about becoming fully alive in everything we do. Through my journey, whether in medicine as a heart rhythm cardiologist, cycling and running, or personal development, I have learned that success isn't just about reaching goals, but about who we become along the way. This podcast is here to inspire and challenge you to push your limits, cultivate discipline, and live with purpose. Join me each week as we dive into ideas, reflections, and practical strategies to help you grow into your best self. So let's get started. Hey there, and welcome back to a Life Soul podcast. And wow, this is episode number 20. I just want to pause for a second and say, I'm so grateful you're here. Whether this is your first time listening or you've been with me since the beginning, thank you. It still blows my mind that just a few months ago, I wasn't even sure I could start this podcast. I had all the doubts. Who I am to do this? Will anyone listen? Do I even have enough to say? Is this really something I can do? What if I run out of things to say? But something inside me told me to start anyways. And here we are, 20 episodes in, and showing up every week, one message at a time. And it has been more meaningful than I ever expected. I hope this episode reminds you that you don't have to have it all figured out to start something. You just need a heart that is willing to show up. Today's reflection feels like a special one because I just came back from a 2-week summer vacation with family, and I didn't want to let this moment pass without sharing the quiet but powerful lessons that came from those slower days. This episode isn't a travel recap, it's a reflection on what vacation, true intentional time away, reminded me about life. Let's start with a word we don't often pause to define: vacation. I looked it up and I found something really interesting. The word comes from the Latin vacatio, that means freedom, or being empty, or released from duty. Not checking off an itinerary, not posting perfect photos, just being free. Free from the rules we constantly carry, free from the noise, free to just be. And when I looked at my past 2 weeks through that lens, it all made sense. And the freedom I felt did not come from where we were. It came from the pause, the release from obligations, the space to actually feel again. We had a beautiful time as a family. I got to spend time with my sister and her family. The kids played together, laughed together, and made memories I know they'll carry with them for years. And then we moved on to a slower paced few days with just our own little family. We swam, ate good food, sat by the beach, swam with the fish, jumped off a wooden deck into a clear water, and in between all that, we just were present together. There was so much joy packed into the simplest moments. Sure, we had the usual little fights and arguments with kids. What family trip doesn't, right? But those weren't the memories that stuck. What stayed with me was the laughter, the lightness, the joy, the way my kids lit up over ice cream and the beach walks, and swimming for hours with no clock ticking. And I saw the joy in my wife's eyes too, the kind that only comes when you finally feel a bit free. Free to just be. No tasks, no pressure, just togetherness. These are the kind of memories that shapes our lives. Not the perfect photos, but the shared presence. It's the joy in their eyes. It's the laughter during dinner. It's the stillness I did not know I needed until I had it. And here is what that vacation and time away reminded me. It reminded me that joy does not need agenda. The best moments weren't the ones we planned. They were the slow mornings, the unstructured time, the ice cream after a swim, the spontaneous jokes at dinner, the stuff that just happens when you're not in a rush. It also reminded me that presence is a decision. Being physically there is easy, but being mentally and emotionally present, it takes effort. and it's so worth it. It also reminded me that we see more when we slow down. In this vacation, I noticed things about my kids I'd missed in the busyness of everyday life: their laughs, their braveries, their kindness. I even noticed things about myself: how much I crave stillness, how I sometimes struggle to pause, how good it feels to unplug. And most importantly, it reminded me that these moments are limited. There's something about vacation that makes time feel slower, but also more precious. You know what I mean. The days stretch out just a bit longer, the schedules loosen, and for a while it feels like we've pressed pause on the rush of everyday's life. But at the same time, you become more aware of how quickly time is actually moving. I looked at my kids during this trip and I really saw them, not just their laughter and their joy, but how much they've grown, how their faces are changing, how their independence is starting to show in little ways. And it hit me. These moments of all being together like this, they're not infinite, they're limited, and they move away quickly. One day, they'll have their own lives, their own responsibilities, their own summer plans. And these kind of vacations together, the ones where we're all under one roof, swimming, laughing, being silly together, they won't always be possible. That realization brought me back to what I shared in episode 15: life is short, make it count. We don't always get to choose how fast the year goes, but we do get to choose how present we are in the moments that matter. And this vacation reminded me that these are the moments that matter. And I'll be honest, I didn't stick to my regular routine on this trip. I did not work out much. I definitely overindulged in food. And I felt a little guilty at times, like I was drifting too far from my disciplined self. But here's the thing: I think I needed this. My body needed to reset, my mind needed a break, and my soul needed to just be with my family, fully, joyfully, without distractions. See, sometimes growth doesn't come from pushing harder, sometimes it comes from letting go. And now that I'm back home, I actually feel more ready to restart, more clear, more grateful, more grounded. And that's the power of a real break. It doesn't just pause you, it refuels you. So as I sit here, recording this on the last night of our summer vacation, I am filled with a sense of gratitude and a deeper clarity. These past 2 weeks reminded me that life isn't just about the things we check off or the progress we make. It's about presence. It's about connection. It's about remembering what truly matters and making space for it. We had our share of laughter and joy. And yes, even a few of those messy parenting moments that comes with kids. But the deeper takeaway was this: we slowed down, we breathed, we remembered who we are to each other. And as much as I loved every second of this vacation, I also realized something important. We don't need to wait for a vacation to live like this, to feel alive, to feel close, to feel rested. So here's my gentle challenge to you and to myself as I return to the normal rhythm of life. Create small moments of pause on purpose. It could be something as simple as putting your phone away during dinner, taking a short walk without headphones, spending 5 minutes at bedtime just listening to your child or partner without distractions. Protect one space in your week for presence with family. Maybe Sunday mornings become sacred, or Thursday dinners. It doesn't have to be big, but it has to be consistent. Check in with yourself more often. Ask, am I rushing through this moment, or am I actually here? And if the answer is the former, slow down, just a little. Even 30 seconds of awareness can reset everything. Because what I've come to believe is this: vacation isn't about the destination, it's about the mindset. It's a reminder that life doesn't always need to be loud and fast to be meaningful. Sometimes the most important work we do is in being fully present with our family, with ourselves, with life. And those small moments, the quiet dinners, the laughter in the car, the slow mornings, those are the ones we'll remember forever. Not how much we get done, but how deeply we lived. So as we head back into our routines, let's bring the spirit of vacation with us. Let's not just wait for the next break to feel alive. Let's choose to live fully, right where we are. Because every habit you build, Every effort you make, it all adds up. So keep showing up, because the small steps you take today are shaping the person you become tomorrow. And if you like this episode, please share it with people around you, because we all go better when we do it together.